So, not too long ago, my buddy Dr. Blick made a video discussing the similarities between Luffy and Goku. That One Piece and Dragon Ball comparison got me thinking to more ideas. With his permission for me to make a follow-up, I'm now deciding to make this video, the similarities between the Freeza and Dressrosa arcs. I will be discussing some story elements or details present in both arcs. I'm not trying to make this a Dressrosa copied Freeza saga video because if you really read or watch both of these, they're overall pretty different. However, there are some small and cool similarities that I think will be fun to discuss and compare, so let's get to it. The first similarity lies in something fairly basic, the immense padding in their anime adaptations. Both of these are done by Toei Animation who, with all due respect, really stretched these arcs out to no end. It ran into the issue of being too close to the manga, so filler had to be added in. It was mostly canon filler that was meant to extend the length of the source material. That way the producers and animators have more material to cover, like making the iconic 5 minutes line feel like an eternity and the birdcage closing in, which also felt like an eternity. The one chapter per episode bargain was pretty yikes if I do say so myself, but I at least understand where Toei was coming from, and I mean they did nail the big moments like Super Saiyan and Gear 4 transformations respectively, so I guess that's good. Speaking of transformation, let's talk about them. Gear 4th and Super Saiyan were completely necessary in taking out Doflamingo and Frieza. Without the transformation, the antagonist probably would have won in this situation. The way they were brought in during the climax was really unique to see, and they were miles better than the manga counterparts. Toei killed it for these moments, which really showed Luffy and Goku's desperation in being pushed to their peak. Granted, this was Goku's first time attaining the form unlike Luffy, but I think the manner and role in the battle is still fairly similar. Now let's talk about the relationships between the Deuteragonist and the Antagonist. In Dragon Ball, Vegeta had a backstory with Frieza that affected him so much in life. Frieza was the blood in his veins, in which he despised so much. Frieza killed what was close to Vegeta, and the Saiyan had no choice but to be allied with the tyrant. He managed to gain the respect of other subordinates, but was planning on overthrowing him since pretty much the beginning. Kind of like Trafalgar Law. Doflamingo killed someone close to Law and messed with him mentally. Despite all this though, he was planning to take out Dofi for many years and finally did so with the help of another D. Kind of like how Vegeta got help from another Saiyan, which Frieza and Doflamingo both feared, the Saiyans and the D clan. And obviously Goku and Luffy did more to bring down the villain than Vegeta and Law did, but still. We also gained the backstory of our Deuteragonist, which is very tragic and gives us more depth on them. And most of that tragedy resides with Dofi and Frieza's connection to Law and Vegeta. Also, Frieza and Dofi hurt the Deuteragonist really bad throughout the arc. Like, oh man do they take a beating, to the point where we're led to believe that Law and Vegeta die. Obviously, Law didn't die for real in Dressrosa, but it was the implication for a little bit of time, and the dude was pretty close to death. Doflamingo and Frieza are also fairly similar as villains. They have a very powerful status in the world or universe. They're pretty ruthless, but they did fear somebody higher up to them, Kaido and Beerus/Majin Buu. Regardless though, they had the qualities of a king or ruler, which to be fair was more emphasized on Dofi. Either way, their enslavement of Namekians and the Dressrosans/the Tontonadas was made pretty clear in both versions. It took the help of a specific clan/race for these citizens to be free. Dofi and Frieza also have their main group of subordinates they can rely on, which our supporting cast is mainly in charge of taking out. And everyone's favorite green man got a really cool moment against one of the antagonists, which impressed everyone. I also want to add the absence of several main cast members. 5 central cast members from Dragon Ball whom we were used to and present consist of Goku, Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma. Whereas for One Piece, the strats present were Luffy, Zoro, Usopp, Frankie, and Robin. Also, best girl in each series, Bulma and Robin. Yeah, they didn't get much of a role in this arc. Still on the topic of main cast, this might be a bit of a stretch, but Usopp and Gohan both got stepping stone moments in the arc. They had much more of a central role than before, and they had a fair role in the defeat of the enemy organization. They were able to hold off for a fair bit of time against an antagonist, and became acknowledged for their great skill in that one shining moment. I also want to add in the connection between the Opi Opi no Mi, Smiles, and the Dragon Balls. All 3 are big parts of their arcs, which are important because it's what the antagonist is needing to boost himself up. It's up to our main cast to prevent the usage of Smiles and Dragon Balls in the wrong hands. That's why there's the whole plan about destroying the factory, and like how the Z fighters make little plans to attain each Dragon Ball. They don't want it to end up in the hands of the villain, because otherwise Frieza and Dofi won't meet their demise. How does this correlate to Law's Opi Opi fruit though? There's the whole plotline of immortality which Frieza and Luffy are both desiring, and that power all comes from the Opi no Mi or the Dragon Balls. Now granted, the smiles from earlier are a bit of a stretch considering they had to be attained because of the connection to Kaido, whereas Frieza was mainly in this for himself. But either way, their importance to the antagonist is surely present in both story arcs. So that's basically all the comparisons I can think of as far as the Freeza and Dressrosa arcs are concerned. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I want to shout out Dr. Blick once again for the inspiration on his Luffy and Goku comparison video. You should check that out. I'll have a link to it in the description. Anyways, please like, comment, and share if you enjoyed, and I'll talk to y'all later. Ninja out. Peace everybody, and have a good day.